Welcome back everyone to the channel. Today we are diving into one of the most shocking coin stories you will ever hear. A simple ordinary looking Lincoln penny from 2016 with the Denver Mint mark. The 2016 D1 cent coin, a coin that most people overlook every single day, has been reported in the coin collecting world with a staggering estimated value of $2.2 million. Yes, you heard that correctly, $2.2 million for a coin that you and I have probably had in our pocket change at one point or another. Now, before we get into the jaw-dropping reasons behind this incredible valuation, let us just take a second to think about how unbelievable this sounds. Imagine going through your loose change after buying a coffee or searching through your coin jar at home and discovering that one of those ordinary copper-plated zinc pennies is not just worth 1 cent but is actually capable of making you a multi-millionaire literally overnight. This is the kind of story that keeps treasure hunters, collectors, and everyday people motivated to check their change every single day, because you just never know what could be hiding right under your nose. The Lincoln Cent series has always been full of mysteries, varieties, and hidden treasures ever since its very first issue back in 1909 with the famous VDB initials. These little coins have captured the attention of collectors for more than a century, from double dies to off-center strikes, from transitional errors to rare low mintage key dates. The Lincoln Cent has time and time again proven that the smallest coin in American circulation can sometimes hold the biggest surprises, and the 2016 D penny is now being talked about as one of the most valuable modern cents ever discovered. So how in the world does a coin minted in the billions in a year like 2016 suddenly skyrocket in value to $2.2 million? The answer comes down to rarity, errors, and the power of the collector market. Every single coin that rolls off the presses at the Denver Mint is supposed to meet strict standards, but every once in a while mistakes happen, and those mistakes can turn ordinary coins into extraordinary fortunes. In the case of this 2016 D penny, experts have suggested that there may be a very limited batch with a major striking anomaly, a unique die clash, or even a dramatic double die that slipped past inspectors and went into circulation without anyone noticing for years. The reports say that one example of this error surfaced in pristine condition, and when it was authenticated and graded, it stunned the collecting world. Auction houses and private buyers started competing for it, driving the value higher and higher until the market estimate hit an astonishing $2.2 million. That number is almost impossible to believe when you think about how many times that exact same coin might have passed from hand to hand in everyday transactions at gas stations, grocery stores, vending machines, or parking meters. Think about the possibilities right now. There could be more of these error coins sitting quietly in circulation, maybe tucked away in a piggy bank, maybe resting in a coin roll at your local bank, maybe even sitting inside your pocket right this second. And that is exactly why collectors and treasure hunters are combing through their change with renewed passion, searching every roll of pennies, looking at every date under magnification, hoping that lightning might strike twice, because if one 2016 D penny brought $2.2 million at auction, who is to say that another one could not bring even more? Now here is where it gets exciting for you, because this is not some rare 19th century coin that requires years of searching at high-end coin shows. This is a modern penny, something you can actually still find in circulation today. That means that anyone anywhere has the chance to stumble across it, no matter if you are an experienced collector or just someone curious enough to check your change. The opportunity is right there waiting. So how do you check if your 2016 D penny might be the $1 million coin? First, grab yourself a good magnifying glass or coin loop. Look carefully at the date, at the mint mark, and at the details of Lincoln's profile. Pay close attention to doubling on the numbers or letters, unusual textures, strange metal patterns, or anything that looks out of place on the coin's surface. Sometimes errors can be subtle, but they are what drive the massive value collectors are willing to pay. If you do think you have something unusual, do not just spend it, get it authenticated by a trusted coin grading service like PCGS or NGC, because professional verification is what turns an interesting find into $1 million payday. The most incredible part of this story is not just the money, but the lesson it teaches us. Value is not always obvious. What looks like an ordinary penny to most people could actually be a hidden treasure worth life-changing money. It reminds us that opportunity can come from the smallest and most unexpected places, even from a single 1-cent coin that the average person would never give a second thought to. Imagine telling your family and friends that you became a millionaire from a penny, a coin that costs less than a piece of candy, a coin that thousands of people probably ignored in the cash drawer before it landed in your hands. That is why stories like this inspire so many people to join the hobby of coin collecting. It is not just about history or design, it is about the thrill of discovery, the idea that you can hold a piece of hidden wealth right in your palm without even knowing it. So the next time you break a dollar bill and you get some pennies back, do not just toss them aside as worthless spare change. Take a closer look, especially if you see the year 2016 with a little D mint mark under the date, because you never know if that coin could be the key to becoming rich overnight, just like the incredible story of the 2.2 million 2016 D Lincoln cent. If you enjoyed this story, make sure you like this video and subscribe, because I will be bringing you more unbelievable coin finds and money-making treasures hidden in everyday change. Remember, fortune favors the curious, and the next millionaire coin could be waiting in your pocket right now. Have you ever stopped to wonder if the penny in your pocket could actually make you a millionaire overnight? Imagine picking up a coin that most people ignore, a coin worth just 1 cent, and finding out it could change your entire life forever. Well, today we are talking about one of the most shocking discoveries in the entire coin collecting world. A simple 1976 D Lincoln penny, the kind that was minted by the billions, is now reported to have sold in the collector's market for an unbelievable $8.2 million. Yes, you heard that right. One single penny that somebody could easily mistake for pocket change has now transformed into a life-changing fortune. Let's take a step back for a moment. The Lincoln cent, first released in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, has been in circulation for well over a century. Billions have been minted, and nearly everyone has touched a Lincoln penny at some point in their life. But here's the truth most people don't know. Among those billions of pennies are extremely rare errors, unique minting varieties, and once-in-a-lifetime mistakes that can push their value from 1 cent to thousands, even millions of dollars. And the 1976 D penny is now at the top of that list. Now you might be wondering, what makes the 1976 D penny so special? Why would anyone in their right mind pay $8.2 million for a coin that most of us would toss into a jar or leave behind at the checkout counter? The answer lies in a combination of rarity, condition, and collector demand. First, we need to remember that 1976 was the year of America's bicentennial celebration. While quarters, halves, and dollars got special designs to honor 200 years of independence, the penny design stayed the same. That means collectors already pay extra attention to 1976 pennies, hoping to spot something unusual, but the real magic happened in Denver, at the U.S. Mint facility that stamped the D mint mark on coins. Out of billions struck, one penny came out with a minting flaw so extraordinary, so flawless in its uniqueness, that it instantly captured the attention of top grading experts and private collectors. This coin was preserved in near-perfect condition, never scratched up in circulation, never dulled by time, never lost in a drawer. When it surfaced, professional graders gave it a quality rating so high it placed the coin in a league of its own. That perfect storm of rarity, condition, and timing is why this little 1-cent coin turned into a multi-million-dollar treasure. Think about it. Somebody could have had this coin in their pocket years ago. They could have dropped it in a vending machine, paid for a soda with it, or left it lying on the counter. That penny could have passed through hundreds of hands without anyone realizing what they had. And now, the very same coin has reached a price tag that most people couldn't earn in 10 lifetimes. $8.2 million for a coin most of us wouldn't even bend down to pick up off the sidewalk. This is why coin collecting, also known as numismatics, is one of the most exciting hobbies in the world. Every single coin in your change is a potential lottery ticket. Most will be ordinary, but some could change your life in an instant. And here's the best part. You don't need to be rich to play this game. You don't need to invest thousands up front. All you need is curiosity, patience, and the willingness to check your change. The next rare penny could be hiding in your wallet right now. So let's talk market value. The $8.2 million figure isn't just a wild number pulled out of thin air. In the collector world, the value of a coin is determined by rarity, demand, and the competition among wealthy collectors. When more than one billionaire wants a coin that exists in only 1 or 2 known examples, the price skyrockets. And that's exactly what happened with the 1976 D penny. Private auctions pushed the value higher and higher until it shattered previous records and stunned the numismatic community. And here's the kicker. Experts believe that there may be more rare 1976 pennies out there waiting to be found. Not all of them will be worth millions, of course, but certain mint errors like double dies, off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, or coins struck on the wrong planchet can be worth thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. That's why collectors and treasure hunters around the world are now carefully searching their change, hoping to strike gold with copper. Just imagine the feeling of pulling a coin from your pocket, taking a closer look, and realizing you're holding a piece of history that could buy a mansion, a luxury car, or pay off every bill you've ever had. That's what makes stories like this so inspiring. They remind us that opportunity can be hiding in plain sight, in something as small and ordinary as a penny. So the next time you get change at the grocery store, don't just throw it in a jar. Take a minute to look at each coin. Check the date. Check for mint marks. Look for errors. Because the world just witnessed a penny sell for $8.2 million, and the next fortune could be sitting right there in your hand, the Lincoln cent has always been a symbol of humble beginnings. Abraham Lincoln himself rose from poverty to become one of the greatest leaders in history. How fitting is it that his penny, the smallest denomination of American money, now has the power to turn someone into a millionaire overnight? This is more than just a coin. It's a reminder that treasures can be hidden in the most unexpected places, and here's one final thought to leave you with. Every time you dismiss a penny as worthless, remember the story of the 1976 A coin that started life worth just 1 cent, ignored by millions, ended up rewriting the record books and changing someone's future forever. That's not just history, that's magic. So hold on to your pennies, search carefully, and who knows, you might just be the next person to discover a fortune hiding in plain sight. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we are diving into one of the most mind-blowing stories in the entire world of coin collecting. I am talking about the Lincoln penny, the humble 1-cent coin that you probably pass by every single day without even thinking about it. But here's the kicker. One specific Lincoln penny from 1970, a coin that was once in ordinary circulation, has now been valued at an unbelievable $8.4 million. Yes, you heard that right. A simple penny that might have once rattled around in somebody's pocket change could now make a person an overnight millionaire. Now imagine this. You are digging through your change jar at home, or maybe you are paying for something small at a store, and there it is, a 1970 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it looks like every other penny you have seen a million times before. Copper color, Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the front, the Lincoln Memorial on the back. Nothing unusual, right? But what most people don't realize is that certain coins from the 1970s, especially the 1970 penny, hold secrets that can only be unlocked by collectors, experts, and those who know what to look for. This particular penny I am talking about isn't just rare. It's a legend. It has become the center of attention in auctions, in coin collecting circles, and among investors who are constantly on the hunt for unique treasures. The reason why it's worth so much money is because of a rare minting error combined with its condition and its extreme scarcity. When the U.S. Mint was striking coins in 1970, a handful of pennies came out with mistakes so subtle and so rare that hardly anyone noticed. But over the years, as collectors kept digging deeper, they realized that these flaws transformed a 1-cent piece of metal into a fortune. Now let's break it down. In 1970, there were pennies produced at the San Francisco Mint. Some of these coins have what experts call a double die obverse. That means if you look closely at the date, at the lettering, at the word Liberty or In God We Trust, you can see a doubling effect. It looks like the letters and numbers are almost shadowed or doubled over themselves. To the untrained eye it might look like nothing more than a slight blur. But to a coin collector, this is like finding hidden treasure. So what happened? One of these coins, preserved in nearly perfect condition, surfaced at auction. And when the hammer fell, the final price shocked everyone. $8.4 million. Think about that for a moment. Something that originally cost just a penny is now worth more than mansions, luxury cars, even private islands. That is the magic of rare coins, and that is why people are digging through their change more than ever before. Now you might be asking, how in the world can a single penny reach such an astronomical value? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and demand. Coin collectors, especially those with deep pockets, are constantly searching for pieces that set them apart. A one-of-a-kind coin, or even one of a few surviving examples, becomes priceless in their eyes. And when you combine rarity with historical significance and flawless preservation, you have the perfect storm for sky-high prices. But here's where it gets exciting for you. These coins are still out there. They were put into circulation decades ago, and many of them were never removed. That means the possibility exists that someone could still stumble upon one in everyday change. Imagine the thrill of picking up what looks like a normal penny, only to realize that it is worth millions of dollars. Overnight, your life would be transformed. We are talking about paying off debts, buying your dream home, setting up your family for generations. All from a penny that most people would ignore, and it's not just the 1970 penny. Lincoln cents from different years can also carry incredible values if they have the right errors or unique traits. Some pennies are worth thousands, some tens of thousands, and in rare cases, like this one, millions. The key is knowledge. The key is awareness. Most people will never bother to check their coins. But those who do, those who take the time to inspect dates, mint marks, and fine details, are the ones who unlock the hidden fortune. Think about it. The 1970 penny that sold for $8.4 million wasn't discovered overnight. It took a sharp eye, careful preservation, and a collector willing to invest big money. But the lesson here is clear. Never underestimate the power of small change. The next time you are handed pennies at the grocery store, don't just toss them into a jar and forget about them. Examine them. Look closely. You never know what secret they might hold. Now let me paint this picture for you. Imagine sitting at home, flipping through a small pile of pennies. Suddenly you notice the date 1970. You look closer. The lettering looks a little unusual, maybe doubled. Your heart starts racing. You compare it to known examples online. And then it hits you. You might be holding a fortune in the palm of your hand. At that moment, your entire world changes. That's the kind of story people dream about, and it has happened before. Collectors and investors are constantly watching the coin market. Prices rise and fall, but when it comes to ultra-rare coins, the trend is always upward. The 1970 penny at $8.4 million proves it. It shows that something so ordinary can become extraordinary. And that is why coin collecting has exploded in popularity. People are realizing that history, rarity, and value can all come together in something as small as a penny. So the big takeaway here is simple. Check your change. Look through those jars of coins sitting on your dresser, in your car, or in old piggy banks. Don't dismiss the pennies. Because one of those coins, one of those small copper treasures, could be your ticket to unbelievable wealth. The 1970 Lincoln penny is living proof. From 1 cent to $8.4 million. From ordinary circulation to legendary status. That is what I call a life-changing coin, and here's the challenge for you. After watching this video, go grab your coins. Look for 1970. Look for mint marks. Look for doubling. Train your eyes. Educate yourself. Because the next big discovery might just be in your hands right now. And if you're lucky enough to find it, your story will be the next one we share. Remember, coins are history, coins are art, coins are treasures. And sometimes, coins are million-dollar miracles hiding in plain sight. So stay curious, stay sharp, and who knows? Maybe the penny that makes you rich overnight is waiting for you today. Welcome back to the channel everyone. Today I have one of the most jaw-dropping and unbelievable stories in the entire world of coin collecting, and you are going to want to stay tuned until the very end because this is about an ordinary penny, a 1-cent coin that you may have walked past on the sidewalk or had rattling around in your change jar at home. A penny from 1964, a simple Lincoln cent that in today's coin market has shocked collectors and investors by reaching a mind-blowing value of over $2.4 million. Yes, you heard me right. One single penny with Abraham Lincoln's face on it could transform an ordinary person into a millionaire literally overnight, and the story of how this happened is going to blow your mind. Now let's take a step back and talk about the Lincoln cent itself. The penny has been a part of American history since 1909, when it was first released to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it became one of the most iconic coins ever struck by the United States Mint. Fast forward to 1964. America was in the middle of social change. The civil rights movement was shaping the future. John F. Kennedy had just been assassinated a year before, and people were still holding on to change as if it was a piece of history itself, and tucked into that change were billions of 1964 Lincoln cents struck in copper, just like every other penny of the time. But here's where the story takes a shocking turn. While most 1964 pennies are only worth face value or maybe a few cents to collectors, there exists a version so rare and so special that the coin market today values it at a staggering $2.4 million. This is the type of coin that turns average pocket change into generational wealth, the kind of find that can change the life of the person lucky enough to own it. And the reason for its value comes down to a combination of rarity, condition, and minting anomalies that have set it apart from the billions of ordinary pennies from the same year. You might be wondering how a 1-cent coin could ever possibly reach this type of value, and the answer is simple. Collectors are always searching for perfection, for rarity, for something that tells a unique story, and in the case of the 1964 penny, certain mint errors and pristine examples have skyrocketed in value. There are reports of coins struck with double dies where Lincoln's features or the lettering on the coin show a ghost-like duplicate effect. These coins are incredibly desirable and bring in thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars at auction. Then there are coins that were struck on the wrong planchet, meaning instead of a regular copper blank, the mint accidentally struck the design on a silver dime blank or a foreign coin blank. These freak accidents make the coins one of a kind, and collectors pay unimaginable sums to own them. Now here's where the jaw drops. There are confirmed cases of 1964 pennies graded by professional services in absolutely flawless condition, coins that survive decades without a single scratch, without a single touch of human hands, coins that look today the same way they did the moment they left the mint press. Those are the coins that can command 6 figures or more at major auctions. But the truly extraordinary specimen, one that combines both rarity and pristine quality, crossed the auction block and stunned the numismatic world by selling for an unbelievable $2.4 million. Yes, a penny, a coin with a face value of 1 cent, just made someone a multi-millionaire. Think about that for a moment. People throw pennies on the ground without a thought. People toss them into fountains. People don't even bend over to pick them up anymore. But in the right condition, with the right mint error, a 1964 penny could literally be worth more than most luxury homes, more than exotic sports cars, more than most people make in a lifetime. That is why coin collecting is such a fascinating and sometimes life-changing hobby, because hidden in plain sight are treasures that can turn spare change into riches beyond imagination. Let's dig deeper into what makes the 1964 penny so special in the coin collecting world. First, the year 1964 is significant because it marked the last year the United States Mint struck silver dimes, quarters, and half dollars before switching to clad compositions. People were hoarding change in fear of losing real silver coins. So many 1964 pennies ended up stored away untouched for decades. Some were kept in mint rolls or bags straight from the bank without ever being circulated, which means today some of these coins remain in nearly perfect condition. Second, the mint errors from that year are some of the most dramatic in the Lincoln cent series, from double dies to off-center strikes to coins struck on leftover silver blanks. Every one of these errors creates a coin that stands out from the billions of ordinary examples. And third, the demand for these coins is absolutely insane. Collectors compete fiercely for the finest known examples, and when wealthy investors enter the picture, prices can go stratospheric. Imagine this scenario: you walk into your attic or garage and find an old jar of coins that belonged to your parents or grandparents. You pour them out on the table, and there it is, a shiny reddish-brown Lincoln cent dated 1964. You might not even realize it at first, but what if that coin is a rare variety, a double die in near-perfect condition? What if that coin has been preserved untouched for decades? That coin could be your ticket to financial freedom, your overnight path to riches, your very own $2.4 million treasure sitting unnoticed among ordinary change. That is not a fantasy, it has happened, and it continues to happen to people who take the time to look carefully. This is why collectors and even everyday people are paying more attention to their pennies, especially from the 1960s, because history has shown us that even a coin as common As the Lincoln cent can harbor a once-in-a-lifetime rarity, it teaches us to look closely, to appreciate the details, to not overlook something just because it seems ordinary. After all, the most ordinary-looking penny could be hiding an extraordinary story. So the big question is, do you have a 1964 penny sitting in your pocket right now, maybe in your wallet, in a coffee can, in your sock drawer? Have you checked closely? Have you inspected the lettering, the date, the shine, the condition? What might look like just another coin could be your chance to become rich overnight, just like the person who walked away with $2.4 million for a penny with a face value of just 1 cent. The Lincoln cent has always been a coin of the people. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person rather than a symbolic figure, and it continues to carry history in its copper surface. Every scratch tells a story, every gleam of luster is a reflection of its journey through time. But once in a while, a coin breaks free from the ordinary and becomes something truly extraordinary, something worth millions. And in 1964 that miracle happened. So the next time you get change at the store, or the next time you dump out that old jar of coins at home, don't overlook the pennies, especially the 1964 Lincoln cent, because hidden among them could be the life-changing discovery of a coin worth $2.4 million. Your future could literally be hiding in plain sight in a penny. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to subscribe, like, and share, because we are just getting started and I have many more unbelievable coin discoveries to share with you. This is not just history, this is opportunity. This is proof that treasure hunting is alive and well, and it can all start with something as small as a penny. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we are diving into one of the most exciting, jaw-dropping stories in coin collecting history. Imagine this: you're holding a simple 1-cent coin, a coin you've probably walked past on the sidewalk, a coin you may have tossed into a jar or left in your car's cup holder. Now picture that same coin being worth not just a few dollars, not a few $100s, not even a few $1,000s, but an incredible $2.9 million. Yes, you heard that right. A single 1964 Lincoln penny in circulation today has been valued at $2.9 million. That's the kind of money that can change your life in an instant, the type of discovery that could make you rich overnight. Now let's break this down. The Lincoln penny has been around since 1909, featuring the profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. By 1964, billions of these coins had been minted, which makes this story even more unbelievable. How can a coin, out of billions produced, be worth millions of dollars today? The answer lies in rarity, condition, errors, and history. Collectors all over the world are constantly hunting for these hidden treasures, coins that slip through the cracks of history with unique features, minting mistakes, or special qualities that make them one of a kind. The 1964 Lincoln cent may look ordinary, but in some extremely rare cases, the composition, striking errors, or uncirculated perfection push the value into the millions. Experts have verified that certain 1964 pennies struck under unique conditions are worth a fortune. Imagine going through your pocket change and spotting one of these. It's like winning the lottery with a single coin. Now let's talk about the journey of this coin. A penny is the lowest denomination in U.S. currency, but collectors know that the lowest denomination can sometimes hold the highest value when rarity comes into play. Think about it: how many times have you brushed off a penny, thinking it has no value? How many times have you ignored a jar of coins in your kitchen or garage? Within that jar could be your ticket to financial freedom. The 1964 Lincoln penny is a reminder that treasure can be hiding in plain sight. In today's coin market, serious collectors are willing to pay astronomical sums for coins that meet their criteria. The $2.9 million $1,964 penny is a perfect storm of rarity, demand, and historical significance. This isn't just a piece of metal, it's a piece of history, a relic from a different era that has stood the test of time. Now let's talk about the details. The 1964 pennies were mostly made of 95% copper and 5% zinc. That's the standard composition. But what makes some 1964 pennies special are errors like double dies, off-center strikes, and transitional mistakes in metal composition. When these errors occur, the coins become extremely desirable to collectors because they represent a mistake that should never have happened. Add perfect condition or a proof strike into the mix, and you have a coin that could sell for life-changing money. One of the most mind-blowing aspects of this story is that these coins are still out there. They could be sitting in circulation right now, in coin rolls, in piggy banks, or in old collections that people don't even realize hold value. That means anyone listening to this could potentially stumble upon a fortune in the form of a single cent. Imagine heading to the bank, buying a few rolls of pennies, and discovering a coin worth $2.9 million. People have done it before, ordinary people who struck gold, or in this case, copper, by simply paying attention to the details of their coins. So, how can you spot a rare and valuable 1964 penny? First, check for minting errors. Look closely at the date, the lettering, and Lincoln's profile. Double die errors will show doubling in the numbers or letters. Off-center strikes are easy to spot as the design will look misplaced. Condition also matters. A shiny, uncirculated 1964 penny will be worth more than one that's been heavily worn. Another thing to keep in mind is proof coins. Proof coins were struck with extra care and have sharper details and a mirror-like finish. If you find a 1964 proof penny with certain errors or perfect preservation, you could be sitting on a goldmine. Now let's talk about market value. The coin market is driven by supply and demand, and right now, rare Lincoln cents are hotter than ever. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar for coins that complete their collections, especially when it comes to unique years like 1964. With this particular coin valued at $2.9 million, it has captured the attention of investors, collectors, and everyday people hoping to hit the jackpot. Think about it, $2.9 million for a penny. That's enough money to buy a dream home, luxury cars, travel the world, or retire early. All from something that most people would overlook. That's the magic of coin collecting. It transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. So here's what you need to do. After watching this video, go check your coin jars, your wallets, and even those old piggy banks. Visit your local bank and get rolls of pennies to search through. Every coin you examine brings the possibility of uncovering a hidden treasure. Don't ignore the pennies, they could hold the key to your future wealth, and if you're serious about coin hunting, start learning more about what makes coins valuable. Study minting errors, learn about proof coins, and keep an eye out for sharp details that separate rare coins from the rest. You never know when you might come across the next multi-million-dollar penny. This story proves one thing: you don't need to buy gold, you don't need to buy land, you don't need to invest in the stock market to become a millionaire. Sometimes, all it takes is a single coin hiding in plain sight. The 1964 Lincoln penny valued at $2.9 million is a symbol of hope and excitement for collectors and dreamers everywhere. It shows us that treasure is not always buried deep underground, it can be right in your pocket. So, the next time you see a penny on the ground, don't just walk past it. Pick it up, look at it carefully, and remember this story. Because that little coin might just be worth millions. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins that could make you rich overnight, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on our future videos. Stay curious, stay hopeful, and keep hunting for treasures in your change. Who knows, the next millionaire penny could be waiting for you.